Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that while you slept, something shifted in your favor, an overdue payment lands, a new client appears out of nowhere, a discount erases a worry, a door opens that was closed yesterday. What if tonight became the most powerful moment of your day, not because you hustle, but because you speak? What if your words spoken with clarity, authority and faith could set spiritual laws in motion and turn quiet nights into loud results? This is not vague, positive thinking. This is a practical ritual, inspired by Florence Scovel Shinn's timeless insight that your word is your wand, your spoken decree, and when you use it precisely, consistently, and at the right time of day, it writes the next chapter of your life. Tonight you will learn how to use that wand deliberately for the next 7 nights, so your mind, your emotions, and your actions align with prosperity. The method is simple to follow, and surprisingly effective because it uses 3 pillars: the power of the spoken word, the receptive window right before sleep and immediately upon waking, and a 7-night cycle that compounds results. If you've tried vision boards, random affirmations, or hustle culture, and you still feel like money slips through your fingers, that's not a personal failure, it's usually a process problem. You were never taught to place the right words in the right moments and to repeat them long enough for your subconscious to accept them as law. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that the universe responds to decrees, clear, definite declarations. When you speak with authority instead of pleading, when you assume instead of hoping, when you replace doubt with an immediate substitution, when you let money circulate, when you agree with abundance, identify as prosperous, and obey the inner prompts that follow, then your nightly words stop being noise and become commands. That's what you'll do here. You will use short, strong phrasing that points your life in the direction you choose. You will time it strategically right before sleep, at waking, and with small hourly resets to keep your inner atmosphere consistent. And you will commit to 7 nights so momentum builds. Do this, and you will notice signs within 24 hours: a refund, a message, a waiver, a yes, where there was a no. Some signs will be obvious, others will be quiet. Record them all. They are proof that the process is in motion and that you should keep going. Before you start, set your intention like this: for the next 7 nights I will speak with authority, assume fulfillment, and obey guidance. I welcome unmistakable signs of prosperity within 24 hours of each decree. You don't have to perform. You don't have to get the words perfect. You only have to show up each night, speak with conviction, and keep your inner agreement during the day. If doubts pop up, you won't wrestle with them, you will substitute them. If opportunities appear, you won't overthink, you will obey them. If you feel unworthy, you won't argue with yourself. You will identify as worthy until your outer world matches your inner truth. The ritual works because it leans on spiritual laws that operate whether or not we notice them. When you align with them consciously, results often accelerate. Here is the foundation. The law of the word says that spoken words are creative decrees. A request is a suggestion. A decree is a decision. Tonight you will stop suggesting and start deciding. Speak as someone who knows. The law of assumption says that you must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you say I receive, you also feel I have. You carry yourself as if it were already done. The law of substitution says that you replace lack thoughts the second they arise. You don't analyze a negative thought, you swap it for a stronger, truer word. The law of circulation says money is movement, generosity and paying with gratitude keep the channel open. The law of agreement says you live in harmony with abundance, not arguing with it, not shrinking back when it knocks. The law of identity says you can only hold what matches who you believe you are. See yourself as a prosperous person now. The law of obedience says you act on inner prompts quickly. A text you feel nudged to send, a listing you're guided to check, a call you sense to make. These are answers to last night's decree. When you practice these together, word, assumption, substitution, circulation, agreement, identity, obedience, you create a field around your life that makes prosperity the most natural result. Let's make it practical. Tonight, prepare a calm space. The bed is fine. Put your phone on silent. Dim the lights. Breathe slowly a few times to settle your body. Then say your decree out loud, steadily and calmly. Don't rush. Don't strain. Give each word a small pause so your subconscious can swallow it whole. After you speak, rest in silence a moment and drift to sleep without contradicting what you just said. When you wake, speak a short confirmation before touching your phone. Within 24 hours, I welcome clear signs of supply. Capture any dreams or ideas on a notepad. Those ideas might be your steps for the day. During the day, every time you check the time or feel a dip, perform a 10-second reset. Inhale and say quietly, I substitute lack with supply. Now. I agree with abundance now. I obey guidance now. You don't need to be dramatic. You just need to be consistent. You might be thinking, but what if I say the words and still feel doubt? Great question. That's exactly why we use substitution and assumption. Doubt will knock. That's normal. The mistake is thinking doubt is a sign to stop. Doubt is only a sign to apply the law again. You will feel the wobble and then you will speak a replacement. Over time, the wobble weakens because your identity stabilizes. Another question. What if nothing big happens on night 1? Then you keep going. This is a 7-night process, precisely because compounding matters. Small signs lead to bigger ones. The point is not to chase a big pop, but to create a steady current until prosperity becomes your default atmosphere. One more question. Isn't this just placebo? The placebo objection misses the point. Even if you believed it was just your mind is the gateway to what you allow. Florence Scovel Shinn framed it simply. Your words write the order, your faith stamps it, and your obedience picks up the package. Here is your nightly structure with clear language you can copy. On night 1, the focus is the word. Speak by the power of my spoken word. I command abundant provision to reveal itself within the next 24 hours. My words are law for my life, and my life responds now. Say it slowly 3 times. Imagine your words traveling like a ripple that returns with what you asked. On night 2, the focus is assumption. Speak, I assume total financial freedom now. I feel it, I see it, I live it. I sleep in the finished result. Let your body relax as if it were already done. On night 3, the focus is substitution. Speak, I replace every thought of lack with overflowing supply. Fear dissolves. Faith rises. Results appear by dawn. Visualize dropping a heavy bag at the door and walking in light. On night 4, the focus is circulation. Speak, prosperity circulates freely in my world. What goes out returns multiplied. Channels open and keep opening. You might plan a generous action for tomorrow, a tip, a donation, or paying a bill with gratitude. On night 5, the focus is agreement. Speak, I agree with abundance. I say yes to the right doors and right ideas. I welcome good news this hour and every hour. Notice if you habitually say no to help and practice saying yes. On night 6, the focus is identity. Speak, I am the rightful heir of divine supply. Money recognizes me and comes easily, legally, and in perfect ways. Stand up for a second, feel the posture of a prosperous person, then lie back down. On night 7, the focus is obedience. Speak, I obey clear guidance. I follow the nudge, send the message, make the call, take the step. I meet my provision halfway. Tomorrow you will act quickly on the first clear idea that serves your goal. To strengthen results, add a morning intention and a daytime cadence. Upon waking each day, say today I witness undeniable signs of supply within 24 hours. At midday, say I remain in agreement with abundance. In the evening, just before your night decree, say I release the day and receive the night's harvest. If a worry spikes, do the 2-minute reset, breathe in for a count of 4, hold for 4, speak your substitution once, and breathe out for 6. Repeat twice. This calms your nervous system so your words land. Keep a simple log: date, decree, any ideas you'll act on, and any sign of response. Not all signs look like cash. A waived fee, a kind referral, a rapid yes, an unexpected upgrade, a bill arriving lower than expected, someone offering a resource. Count them. Counting is not grasping, it's acknowledging. Acknowledgement fuels faith, faith fuels follow through. Let's ground this with quick examples so you recognize your own pattern. A designer sets a night 1 decree. The next day a previous client pays an outstanding invoice. A teacher practices substitution on night 3. The next day a scholarship email. She forgot she applied for arrives. A freelancer practices circulation on night 4 by tipping generously. Within 48 hours, a new lead books a higher than usual package. A manager chooses agreement on night 5 and says yes to a coffee she might have ignored. That conversation leads to a role shift with a raise. a student adopts the identity of paid in full on night 6. By the weekend, a relative offers interest-free help and a part-time campus job she actually enjoys. None of these are magic. They are ordinary events in the right order because you created a channel and stayed in it. Now, because this is instructional, here are common pitfalls and how to avoid them. First, vague decrees. Don't say "I hope for more money soon." Say within 24 hours, "I welcome clear, lawful, benevolent signs of financial increase." Second, pleading. If your words sound like begging, your subconscious hears "I don't have." Turn pleading into authority. Third, over-talking. One clear decree is better than 10 frantic ones. Fourth, doubting your signals. If you feel a clean, calm nudge, follow it. If it feels desperate or fear-driven, breathe, substitute, and wait for calm clarity. Fifth, skipping circulation because you're afraid. Give in proportion to your peace, not from panic. A small act done with joy is stronger than a big act done with fear. Sixth, breaking identity with self-talk like "I'm always broke." Replace it instantly. "I used to struggle, now I choose flow." Because repetition builds belief, you'll have multiple phrasing options for each night, so the words stay fresh while your intention stays fixed. On night 1, word alternate lines like "My decree orders my day, I speak and it is established. My life organizes around my words." On night 2, assumption: "I sleep in supply, I rest in results, I carry myself as fulfilled." On night 3, substitution: "I swap worry for witness, I trade fear for proof, I replace lack with flow." On night 4, circulation: "Money moves and returns, I give and I grow, outflow invites inflow." On night 5, agreement: "I say yes to good news, I'm aligned with provision, I welcome help and honor the source." On night 6, identity: "Wealth fits me, I am at home in abundance, prosperity is my normal." On night 7, obedience: "I act on guidance fast, I meet the miracle halfway, I step as the door opens." All of these keep the spirit of Shinn's approach intact, while giving you living language that feels natural in your mouth. Let's talk about timing, because timing multiplies power. The final 5 minutes before sleep, and the first 5 minutes upon waking are open doors to your subconscious. Protect them. That means you don't scroll, you don't replay a conflict, you don't mentally itemize bills, you direct those minutes. If something stressful happened, you acknowledge it and then say, "I release this now and I choose supply." Your mind will try to wander. Don't fight it. Guide it back with the next sentence. Your words are the steering wheel. If you wake in the night, whisper a one-line decree and drift off again. "I rest in provision, supply is scheduled for me, I'm safe and provided for." These mid-sleep reminders are like adding a log to the fire without fully waking up. Because your goal is not just 7 nights of signs but a steady stream, you'll stack habits that keep the channel open after this week. Keep a modest gratitude for money list, specific, not generic. Thank you for the fee waived. Thank you for the smooth call. Thank you for the discount. Thank you for the idea that worked. Gratitude is circulation in words. Choose language that honors money instead of vilifying it. If you grew up with phrases like "money is the root of problems," replace them with "money is a neutral tool that amplifies my generosity and purpose." Your words train your nervous system to receive without flinching. Practice simple integrity with money. Reply to invoices. Pay what you owe when possible, negotiate respectfully when needed, and track what comes in and goes out. Spiritual law and practical order are friends. Put them on the same team. Here is a 7-day walkthrough so you can visualize momentum. Day 1, you decree at night, you wake, and you notice a small but kind sign, a courtesy credit, a lower price, a quick yes. You write it down. Day 2, you assume fulfillment and act calmer. You make one small choice from that identity, perhaps sending a proposal you postponed. A response arrives faster than usual. Day 3, you substitute worry twice during the day and sleep lighter. In the morning you find a message that resolves something. Day 4, you practice circulation by paying a bill with gratitude instead of dread. That afternoon an unexpected opportunity appears. Day 5, you agree with abundance, you accept help without apologizing, and something that used to be complicated becomes simple. Day 6, you embody prosperity, your tone changes, your posture changes, someone mirrors that respect back with a better offer. Day 7, you obey a nudge immediately. It leads to a conversation or a page you almost missed that becomes a bridge to more income. When you read your log at the end of the week, the pattern will be obvious, not random luck, but a thread of responses connected to your words and your follow-through. If you feel resistance at any point, don't hide it. Talk back to it. Resistance is a sign you are near a threshold. Use this script. Part of me doubts, and that's okay. I substitute doubt with decision. I decide to receive, then act. Often the smallest piece of obedience, replying to the email, submitting the application, making the call, breaks the trance of stuckness and lets the answer through. If you miss a night, you don't start over in shame. You simply continue the next evening and add 1 extra minute to acknowledge your commitment. Consistency is built like a muscle, not demanded like a punishment. If someone around you mocks the practice, remember that your words shape your life, not theirs. Keep your ritual private if you prefer. Your results will speak for you. Use these expanded affirmations before bed. Read each line slowly, feel it land, and allow a few seconds of silence between sentences so your subconscious drinks it in. I command, by the creative power of my word, that abundance shows up unmistakably within the next 24 hours. My word is law for my experience, and my experience rearranges to obey. I assume total financial freedom now. I relax in provision. I sleep in answered prayer. I substitute lack with supply, fear with faith, delay with delivery. I welcome swift, benevolent outcomes by dawn. Prosperity circulates through my life. What I give returns multiplied. Channels open easily and keep opening. I agree with abundance and I say yes to the doors that serve me and those I love. I identify as a prosperous person. Wealth recognizes me and feels at home with me. I obey guidance quickly. I follow the nudge that leads to increase. If you want daytime micro-affirmations, keep them short. Supply now. Yes to good. I act on guidance. I welcome ease, paid in full. You might wonder how this connects to ethics. The answer is plainly your decrees are for good only, through legal, fair, and benevolent channels. Add this boundary to your language, if it gives you peace. I receive only what is rightfully mine by divine right, through clean channels, harming none. That clarity calms old fears that receiving means taking from someone else. In spiritual law, there is no shortage of ideas, openings, or right connections. Your decree guides you to the ones meant for you. When you interact with others about money, bring the same clarity, ask cleanly, negotiate cleanly, deliver what you promise. This coherence makes you trustworthy, and trustworthiness is magnetic. Let's reinforce the practical steps in one breath so you can memorize them. Tonight, calm your space, speak the decree of the night, and drift to sleep without arguing with your words. Morning, say a one-line intention before touching your phone, then capture ideas. Daytime, perform brief hourly resets and follow at least one guidance nudge quickly. Evening, log your signs, express gratitude, and prepare for the next decree. That rhythm, repeated for 7 nights, is the entire method. It's simple enough to follow and strong enough to change your trajectory. Now act. Begin tonight with night 1. Speak as if your life depends on it, because the quality of your words influences the quality of your days. Tomorrow morning, look for the first evidence. Yes, even if it seems small, write it down. Continue. At any point in the week, drop a comment. Night 1 activated. Night 3 substitution worked. Or night 7 took the nudge. Your comment isn't just for engagement, it's an agreement in public that strengthens your own commitment and encourages someone else who needed one more reason to try. If this teaching helps you, subscribe so you don't miss what comes next, because we're not stopping at 7 nights. In an upcoming video, I'll show you how to extend this into a 21-day prosperity cycle, reveal 3 common prosperity blockers that silently cancel decrees, and share a simple weekly money calibration that keeps your channel open without burnout. You'll learn how to stack your decrees around key financial actions, negotiations, launches, interviews, so timing and language work together. Do not wait for the right moment. Tonight is the right moment, because you chose it. Florence Scovel Shinn never complicated this. Speak your decree, believe it, and move your feet when guidance arrives. You will not be perfect, you will be persistent. You will not plead, you will command. You will not argue with your good, you will agree with it. And when you do, you will be pleasantly surprised at how ordinary life starts delivering extraordinary outcomes, one spoken word at a time, one obedient step at a time, one generous circulation at a time. Start now, speak now, sleep now in the finished result, and when the first sign arrives, even if it's subtle, smile and say, I see it. Then keep going until subtle becomes steady, and steady becomes your new normal. Your prosperous life isn't a distant dream, it's a pattern you can practice. Begin tonight, wake to evidence, and come back for the next lesson where we scale this into a lifestyle. Until then, hold this one instruction close. Your word is your wand, use it.